when we've talked to local residents, one of the priorities has been that there isn't a community centre or there isn't a community hub. One of the ideas is to try and create such a hub. Just outside of this building is Westminster Road, which is one of the main roads that passes through the Birchfield big local area. Why we chose this particular building: it offers the potential for a partnership with the school, and they would like to use it for things like a breakfast club, for maybe pastoral sessions with the children. We've got the parents that are coming in and out of the school, which will help to raise the profile of Birchfield Big Local.
We're hoping to get the councillors and all of the most of the people who work for the council on board for doing something to this area.
There will be access through the front of the building for the community. There will be some sort of reception space, office space for Birchfield Big Local, maybe a small meeting room. The plan is to extend the rear of the building to create 2 larger meeting rooms. We will need to have, a pretty robust business plan that we will need to develop alongside this, in terms of how we're going to generate income to actually keep the centre going. We're going to have a consultation period starting 6th of July of 2018, so that we can then work up some final designs for the building. I would hope that we could actually start doing some of the refurbishment work starting the beginning of 2019. The partnership see this as a legacy.
About 15 years ago, we started off Birchfield Residents Action Group, and it was basically a protest group because we didn't like what the houses that were being built around here. And it finally grew because we realised we didn't want a residents group that met every week. We wanted a group that got together to actually do something. And one of the things that we did was we decided that we would have a community allotment and that we would get involved with Britain in Bloom and try and pretty up the place. And everyone laughed at us. Around here, Handsworth, you're joking, nobody will do it. But in fact, it's taken a long time. And then, of course, Birchfield Big Local came along and the lottery money came along. So instead of us scrabbling round trying to get little bits of money so that we could do things, we actually got some funding from Birchfield Big Local and were able to plan ahead. We've got all the local people involved in a front garden competition. So if you go around the area, you'll see a plaque in front of the front garden saying "In Bloom." And we've won prizes every year since we started. There's no other allotments around with raised beds. So we're hoping that will make this whole thing more accessible. And we couldn't have done that without the help of Birchfield Big Local. You can just turn up and you can spend a couple of hours. So we have quite a turnover of people, different kinds of people who come in. And very often people will come in when they're feeling a bit low or a bit isolated, and they really basically want to chat. We found that the Muslim and the Asian community kept themselves very much to themselves, and getting that to break down was very, very difficult. So twice a year we have a big fete festival, and they all come along and they can get pots. Everything's free. They can get plants, they can get pots, they can get hanging baskets, and that's taken 2 or 3 years, but it's really caught on now. And they're all saying, can we be part of the front garden competition? And there's real healthy interest in prettying the place up now that just was not there at all 5 years ago. The idea was that we would start a community allotment up and all of these Irish guys who lived on their own would come down, but in fact that didn't happen. What ended up happening was women who were isolated, especially Asian women, started coming along and getting involved. We were delighted that that did happen because that started breaking down the communities.
I came over when I was 7 and I came over on my own, and it wasn't very welcoming when I came because you had signs like saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. But I think the black community at that time sort of stuck together more than what they are now. They're sort of drifting apart. A couple of years ago, I had the children in sunflower competition, and I had them picking up litter and things like that on my road. And I have seen some sort of response that's happening with the people. So it's still a bit hard, right? But at the moment, it's not too bad. I love living in Birchfield. It's a nice place, the people are nice. And like what Barbara said, I've noticed that a lot more people, like the Asian community, are talking to us. Because, you know, one time sort of they just walk past you, but now they're stopping in the street and saying hello, and the children are saying hello. And which I think that is a good progress.
I applied to the Big Local Fund to run the cajon workshop, and I'm a jazz musician, and the lady called Dorette suggested that won't it be nice to have Birchfield Jazz Festival.
As musicians, we're aware that there's never enough opportunities for younger people to perform. There's also sometimes not much opportunity for different musicians to come together and sort of hear each other and meet each other. And we also wanted to create something that was free, so people could just come and just hear some live music. They could stay as long as they liked. We were looking around for somewhere to do it, and the problem in the area is that there's very few places. But Father Bob up at St Mary's Church was like, yep, great, come. Do it. And your biggest worry is that nobody will come.
Nobody will come.
But people did bring people.
Yeah.
It's a really interesting area to live in, but it's also one that you kind of have to navigate in terms of trying to understand each other and work together. Having the Big Local has helped us get to know the area. It's somewhere that is a focal point.